Now, it's been 100 years since Wisconsin women have had the right to vote. How they're marking the occasion at the Capitol today. Plus, the AmFam Championship isn't the only golf outing raising money this weekend. Why athletes gathered to punch out Parkinson's.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 5:30.
Thanks for joining News 3 Now at 5:30. I'm Amanda Quintana. Wisconsin is celebrating 100 years since the ratification of the 19th Amendment. Women of all ages were at the celebration, and as Gabriela Becerra reports, there's an importance to teaching the younger generations about history.
Some stood up 'cause change was overdue.
A day dedicated to remembering the ratification of the 19th Amendment, which gave women the right to vote.
We are here to say, not now and not ever again.
A right they say is worth fighting for.
It's time for us to tell much younger people how difficult it was to earn the right to vote.
And these women are here to teach the younger generation just how hard that fight was.
Well, it's the same thing I say about Girl Scout history. You don't know where you're going until you know where you've been.
And conversations with grandparents could reveal lessons a history book could never teach.
I think it's important for us to remember the history of women and voting. And when I was about 25 or so, I had a conversation with my husband's grandmother and suddenly realized that she remembered before she had the vote.
And now Kathy Miner shares her stories with her grandchildren.
We just get complacent. We think we've always had the rights that we have, and that's dangerous. We need to remember that people fought to get these things and that it wasn't easy, and it could go backwards if we're not careful.
14-year-old Olivia Lavia says she's grateful for these history lessons.
It helps educate us and it helps show us that what the history is like so we don't repeat it.
Polly doesn't have her own children.
These are my children as far as I'm concerned.
But that doesn't stop her from sharing history with young ones.
Whenever I can.
In Madison,
'Cause freedom's a right that we all deserve.
Gabriela Becerra, News 3 Now.
One of the hosts of the March the League of Women Voters in Wisconsin say they will continue to fight for voter equality. Let's get a look at your first alert weather with Dana Fulton out on the patio. Has the rain stopped for now at least?
Thankfully, yes. We're in a dry spot for right now. Actually getting just a little bit of sunshine also, so a nice break in the clouds to wrap up the day. The only downside right now is a little humid outside. As we look at our visible cloud track, we started off the day with a mostly cloudy sky. Again, right now we're getting a little bit of a break, but we are expecting things to stay mostly cloudy for us overnight. Doppler track is quiet. There's a chance for a few isolated showers for us overnight, but not expecting much rain nor any thunderstorms to pop up. It's currently 79 in Madison, 77 in Mineral Point. Those dew points, though, close to 70, so it feels quite humid outside. We're expecting mild temperatures and humid conditions through the start of the week, and by the end of the week, we're going to talk about heat index readings in the mid to low 90s. We'll take a closer look at what's ahead for your full work week in just a few minutes. Amanda?
Thank you, Dana. More local news now. Police say multiple people are in the hospital injured in a 3-car crash in Middleton this afternoon. It happened when one of the cars crossed the center line at Century Avenue and Amherst Road around 3 o'clock. We are still waiting to learn the extent of those injuries. Police say a Madison man and woman are in the Dane County Jail tonight after reports of shots fired in Middleton last night. Police got a call from someone on Allen Boulevard close to Marshall Park just before 9:30 last night, reporting hearing 2 gunshots. Authorities found 8 people involved in a disturbance when they arrived. Middleton police say Caesar Rivera Luna and Shyla Femwright were both arrested today for having a concealed weapon. Femwright is also facing a charge for obstructing an officer. Anyone with information about the incident is asked to call Middleton police. A man was arrested for having a stolen weapon at an apartment party early this morning. Madison police were dispatched to the 7,000 block of Flower Lane on the city's west side after noise complaints about a party. Officers say they entered the apartment after being told a 30-year-old man was acting aggressively. They tased the man and took him into custody, saying he was being uncooperative. They found a handgun outside the apartment's balcony where the man had been. He gave officers a fake name, but was later identified at the Dane County Public Safety Building and charged with possession of a stolen firearm, disorderly conduct, resisting an officer, and obstructing an officer. An allegedly intoxicated man crashed into a planter downtown, then dropped several packets of cocaine right in front of a police officer. Chief Koval says officers were responding to a disturbance at the Lux Apartments downtown early this morning when a 22-year-old man crashed into a nearby planter. Police say when he got out of his car, he dropped several bags of cocaine. Police arrested him and took him to jail on tentative charges of OWI first offense and possession of cocaine. With the summer months comes more tourism to the area, and according to transportation officials, more crashes too. Sauk County has had more than a dozen deadly crashes in the summer months over the past 3 years, and more than 400 resulting in injuries. Now the Wisconsin Department of Transportation State Patrol is using data to bring those numbers down. For the summer, 4 State Patrol troopers will be assigned specific areas in Sauk County pinpointed as having the most traffic crashes. That includes US 12 and I-94 in the town and village of Lake Delton, the village of West Baraboo, and the city of Reedsburg.
And by analyzing the crash data from Sauk County the last 3 years, we can focus on the 3 cities of the high amount of crashes, what we call the hot spots, so we can focus our patrols in those areas and make our biggest impact.
According to the State Patrol, 2 of the biggest contributing factors in Sauk County crashes are distracted driving and speeding. This is a pilot program in Sauk and may expand to other areas in the state. We'll have more on the State Patrol's plan tonight at 10. President Trump returned to the White House this afternoon after spending part of the weekend at Camp David and at his golf course in Sterling, Virginia. Trump also appeared on NBC's Meet the Press today. He praised Hillary Clinton as a very tough opponent compared to 2020 Democratic candidate Joe Biden and discussed the 2016 election at length.
Prepared to lose?
No, probably not. Probably not.
You,
I mean,
you
it would be much better. It would be much better if I said, yeah.
You're.
It would be much easier for me to say, whoa, yes. No, I'm probably not too prepared to lose. I don't like losing. I haven't lost very much.
You didn't
in my
like
life.
the fact that you lost the popular vote. That bothered you, didn't it?
Well, I think it was I mean, I'll say something that, again, is controversial. There were a lot of votes cast that I don't believe.
Trump also gave an explanation for how he believes he won the 2016 election. He says he outworked Hillary Clinton in swing states like Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. Around the state, authorities have identified the Mount Pleasant police officer who shot and killed an 18-year-old man earlier this month. The State Department of Justice says Sergeant Eric Geese fatally shot Tyrese West on June 15th. Geese is a 12-year veteran of the force. He's been placed on administrative leave. Racine police say the officer tried to make contact with West when he took off on a bicycle following a pursuit. Geese says he saw that West was armed. Less lethal force was unsuccessful, and West ignored the officer's commands before he fired. A 25-year-old Milwaukee man has officially been charged for allegedly leaving out a gun that a 5-year-old used to shoot himself. Michael Moore is charged with neglecting a child with a consequence of death. Milwaukee police say officers were called to a home around noon last Tuesday and saw a 5-year-old boy suffering from a gunshot wound to the head. The gun was found by the boy's left leg with 8 unspent cartridges. Moore's preliminary hearing will be July 1st. And now this is the second 5-year-old boy to die by accidentally shooting themselves in Milwaukee. Dakari Weldon died the day before. And a third 5-year-old boy was found dead yesterday. Milwaukee police have detained 2 adults for questioning at about 2:30 yesterday morning. Police discovered the boy was not breathing. First responders attempted life-saving measures, but the child was pronounced dead at the scene. Wisconsin cranberry growers say demand for fruit is improving after a voluntary move to withhold part of the 2018 crop. The latest data shows that Wisconsin produced 5.5 million barrels of cranberries last year, a 3% increase from 2017. The figures don't include 25% of production withheld from the market in 2018, thanks to a federal marketing order meant to reduce oversupply and encourage higher prices. Coming up on News 3 Now at 5:30, golfing for a good cause, why a local man is raising money in honor of his dad. Welcome back. Athletes met today at the Pleasant View Golf Course to raise funds for Punch Out Parkinson's, an organization donating money to prevent Parkinson's disease. Evan Riley is the founder and organizer of the fundraiser, which he started after his dad, Dan Riley, was diagnosed with the disease. Last year, Evan raised over $6,000, and he's hoping for an even better turnout in the 5th annual event this year. He raises money through the golf outing and also through donations from his band's concert and party that happened at the Capitol Brewery in Middleton.
As much as a fundraiser, it's also about just getting together and celebrating being alive and fighting Parkinson's in any way you can.
The Evan Riley Band had raffles, games, and a silent auction to collect money at their rock and roll concert. All donations will be split between the Wisconsin Parkinson's Association and the National Parkinson's Foundation of Greater Rochester. If you're planning on getting on I-3990 from the Beltline, you might have to rework your route this week. The westbound lanes of the Beltline entering the I-3990 interchange will be closed from 7 at night until 6 in the morning this Tuesday and Wednesday. Traffic will be sent north on the interstate to Highway 30 at exit 138B and south on US 51 Stoughton Road. Another closure to look out for will be at the northbound I-3990 ramp to the westbound Beltline. The ramp to I-3990 southbound will also be closed both nights and detoured using Highway 30 and US 51. And if your drive takes you through campus starting tomorrow, the westbound stretch of West Dayton between North Park Street and East Campus Mall will be closed. That's a block of Dayton between Park Street and the Cole Center. Crews there will be doing utility work. The closure is expected to last 6 weeks. The State Patrol says it plans to conduct aerial enforcement along I-3990 in Dane County on Tuesday. They'll be using planes and ground units to enforce traffic laws. They say aerial enforcement from earlier this month resulted in 32 traffic stops. Next on News 3 Now at 5:30, those showers and thunderstorm chances stick with us until Wednesday, and then they're back again. Dana has the first alert forecast after the break.
We're actually getting a little bit of sunshine for us this evening, so that's a nice change from the mostly cloudy start we had to the day. Temperature-wise, we're in the upper 70s now, and that's actually our high for the afternoon. So really close to average for right now, only dropping to the mid 60s for early this morning. So that was a little warmer last night than where we should have been, and we're looking at a very mild evening again tonight. Our radar is nice and quiet. We do have the chance for a few isolated showers for us through the rest of the evening. Not a great chance, though. We aren't going to see a lot of rain accumulation add up, and we don't have any thunderstorms expected to slide on through. Most of the moisture still off to the west, and will be sliding in as we head into tomorrow. As far as rainfall totals in the last 24 hours, most of the area barely receiving 1/10 of an inch. Some isolated spots getting close to 1/4 of an inch along the western edge in Grant County, but the rain that came through this morning was fairly light. This series of low pressure systems will continue to lift northeast. We're not going to get much of a break in this little rainy pattern for us until we head into Wednesday. Wednesday will be our nice pause point before we have some more shower chances to wrap up the week. But we're looking at a few rounds of rain to come through for us overnight, and then again as we head into late Tuesday. We're currently sitting close to 79 in Madison. Again, that's really where our high temp is going to be for the day, but our dew points in the upper 60s, so it does feel very muggy outside right now. Again, these low pressures will slide right on over us heading northeast. For tomorrow morning, plan on a bit of a break in the rain, but in the afternoon we're looking at scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms to redevelop for us. Tuesday we'll have a little more sun in the morning, a partly sunny sky, but in the afternoon another chance for some showers and thunderstorms before by Wednesday we have high pressure building in, and that's going to keep us a little drier outside. Any chance for some isolated storms tonight is really going to stay south of the state line towards northern Illinois. For tomorrow we do have a marginal risk for some isolated thunderstorms to pop on up, and by Tuesday again that chance is going to stay further to the south. That marginal risk does creep up into the southwest corner of the state, but it's not a great chance for any stronger thunderstorms for Tuesday. So tomorrow morning we'll start off dry in the afternoon, though scattered showers expected throughout the afternoon and evening. We have the chance for a few stronger thunderstorms to mix on in. Tuesday morning we get some sun, and then later in the day there is going to be a chance for some storms to pop up in the evening. Plan on an overnight low of about 63, so another very mild evening, another very humid evening for us with the chance for a few more isolated showers. Tomorrow warm and humid with showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. Temperatures will be in the mid 70s for afternoon highs, so a degree or two cooler for us tomorrow, but then we hump back up to the low 80s for Tuesday and Wednesday, and we will be in the middle 80s to end the week and back to the upper 80s by the weekend. Those temperatures climbing for us by the end of the week. That's also going to bring heat index readings that are going to be climbing into the mid to low 90s. So summer is here. It's going to feel like summer for us heading through the next few days, and especially by the time we get into next weekend and moving into the start of July here in just no time.
It's starting to feel like summer, that humid. It feels like maybe summer in Florida. So, you know, the humid, it's raining, but we're getting closer to it.
We're getting closer to it, and it would just take some nice and dry sunshine for right now. That would be really enjoyable, but we might have to wait till Wednesday before we can see that.
Okay, thank you so much, Dana. Drama at the final round of the American Family Insurance Championship. We'll head to University Ridge next.
You could not have asked for a better scenario for the final round of the American Family Insurance Championship. Madisonians Jerry Kelly and Steve Stricker both in the hunt for what would have been their first win at their hometown Champions Tour event. Retief Goosen trying to steal it in the final round on 18. Oh, that would have won it. But we play on. Stricker also on 18 with a chance to win. Oh, no. Jerry Kelly, who's in the clubhouse, thought he was finished. Nope, get back on the course. And Kelly watching Stricker on the first playoff hole of 3. Stricker eliminated. Goosen and Kelly, last 2 remaining, and Kelly takes advantage. On the 3rd playoff hole, you think he's excited? 4th career Champions Tour win. Jay Wilson has more from U Ridge.
Well, this certainly was the most exciting American Family Insurance Championship in history, at least for local golf fans. Steve Stricker and Jerry Kelly both had a chance to win it on the 18th green. Neither one did. Kelly goes to the playoff and gets his first victory in a year and a half. And the funny thing is, he didn't even see the winning putt go in.
I knew it looked like it was going well inside the edge and going in, and I turned and yelled. And then he hugged me really hard, so I figured it must have gone in. Can't just press a button and say, okay, we're in Wisconsin. It must be the Wisconsin guys. I mean, it's actually harder than it is easier. So I think we've had a great record. And again, to have 2 of us in the playoff, I think it's impressive.
And for tournament host Steve Stricker, tantalizingly close to the win.
When you have that opportunity, you know, in your hands to end it, you know, you want to, and that's what you work all day for, all tournament for, is put yourself in that position to see if you can do it, and I wasn't able to do it.
They also announced that next year's American Family Insurance Championship will be much earlier, June 5th through the 7th. So that means Jerry Kelly doesn't even have to wait a year to try to defend his title. At University Ridge, at the American Family Insurance Championship, I'm Jay Wilson.
Jay, thank you. Final round LPGA Championship. Hannah Green, birdie putt on 16.
It was good rhythm.
Drano to move to 9 under. On 18, she had to get up and down to hold on for the win. She gets up and down and holds on for the win. Even par was good enough today. She wins by 1 shot. The Brewers trying to shake the suddenly decent Reds and try to retake first place from the Cubs in the National League Central. The Crew hadn't won back-to-back games in 2 weeks, hoping to erase that unpleasantness against Cincy on Sunday. 2-0 Milwaukee. Mike Moustakas playing wall ball. It's going to score a pair. And the Brewers had a 4-0 lead. The Reds made it interesting. Top of the 9th, Kurt Casale going back up the middle. Jeremy Jeffress is like, nah, with 2 outs. Please. But Jeffress would hold off the Reds, and the Brewers win. 7-5, they are off on Monday. Cubs trying to split 4 with the Mets. That's former Madison Mallard, Pete Alonso. 27th homer breaks the Mets rookie record. Bomskis tied at 1, but bottom 8. Javier Baez going opposite with 2 strikes. 3-run shot gives the Cubs the lead for good, and they would win by the score of 5-3. Elimination time at the Women's World Cup. Brazil taking on host country France. Extra time needed. Tied at 1. How about your captain, Amandine Henry? Oui, oui. That would be the game winner to send Les Blues to the quarterfinals with a 2-1 win. My French is tight. USA takes on Spain tomorrow at 11 a.m. on Fox Sports 1. So the U.S., the favorite in the tournament, play tomorrow against Spain. Knockout stage. It's easy math. They win, they go to the quarters. They lose, it's over.
Oh, very exciting. I don't watch soccer often, but when you watch it,
yeah, when it's good tournament soccer, it's hard to beat. Yep.
All right, we'll be right back. Okay, Pedro the turtle was already missing a hind leg when he disappeared, but then he reappeared several months later. Pedro's other hind leg was gone and his owner sought help from Louisiana State University. After an hour-long procedure, Pedro has a new set of wheels and he's now able to roll wherever he wants thanks to the Lego car kit that is now attached to his shell. Literally, a Lego car kit is attached to his shell.
Pedro rolling.
I'm also very confused on how he disappeared and then how did he get back?
You lost
it's like a dog that just knows its way home. I don't know.
Pedro gets things done.
Some turtle-ish sense.
Cool, Pedro.
Yeah, very cool.